The meeting that was that happened in New York yesterday was centered on this idea of using the NFL platform to raise and actually make an impact on certain civic issues in local communities. The problem is the NFL platform is eroding, and it's eroding because our nationalism is eroding, and that's the biggest thing at stake here. What my fear is, where is this in 20 years? Do we no longer play the national anthem? This is unbelievable. 1.1 million Americans, soldiers, have died in defense of the freedoms we enjoy every single day. That freedom is celebrated by singing the national anthem. It is the one thing that affords us the right to protest in the first place. We should all stand shoulder to shoulder in reverent and respect for that fact. However, we should also understand each other's differences. And I feel like the two people in the pole positions, the President of the United States and Colin Kaepernick, who, right or wrong, like it or not, he's in the driver's seat of this national protest, could come together and sit down and just talk about it.
Well, do you think it was a mistake for the president to refer to players who don't stand to the national anthem as SOBs?
Well, you know, we all know President Trump has an exceptionally well-developed tongue when it comes to speaking to the media. I would say that, look, I firmly agree with his position that all players should stand during the national anthem. I think it is a national, I'll even use the word tragedy, because that's what this is all about. There are tragedies that happen 1.1 million times, because that's the number of American soldiers who have died in defense.
I hear you, Chris. I hear it so well, and I have great respect for you and your past and what you've done. It's been a remarkable career, by the way.
Thank you.
And you were on The Apprentice, so, I mean, you've covered it all. But I just don't see some players budging from that. To them, it's a point that cannot be compromised.
So we've got to talk about action. We've got to talk about action. One of the greatest coaches I ever played for was R.C. Slocum, my head coach at Texas A&M.
Sure.
He used to tell us all the time, what you can put off to tomorrow, do today.
Well, one of the options, Chris, as you know, is the NFL is pursuing addressing some of these inadequacies and unfairness toward minority players in their respective communities. Would that be enough? Is that the middle ground, or is that enough?
It's a start, but this is taking too long.
Yeah.
How about this? Every single team has police officers that protect the individual teams. Those police officers are with those teams all throughout the season. How about bringing them out for the coin toss? How about showing a shaking of hands between the police and the players right at the coin toss of the NFL games? Let's start there. Let's just do something. Let's take some type of first step in the direction of unity, because right now all we're seeing is players kneeling during the national anthem, and that's the narrative. It's becoming a disrespect for the country and an avoidance of the issues that they're kneeling for in the first place. And we need to take a step forward and put some action on the table, not just sitting down or kneeling during the national anthem. It's not working.
Chris Valletta, thank you very, very much. Some very sound ideas. They're going to go nowhere, Chris, but they're very sound ideas nevertheless. No, I kid you. Thank you very much for taking the time. All right, we are waiting, to Chris's point,